tell us a little bit about how some of the transfer arms have settled in on this side of winter break?
Obviously really excited. Curtis came out last weekend on Saturday, 93, 94. Had a 4-pitch mix going. Really excited about him. It also kind of shows us where we're at, where we have to get to. I know he was going to possibly be a weekend arm for A&M this year, but that was their midweek arm last year. So that's a 93, 94 mile an hour 4-pitch mix weekend arm. So we're excited about him. He'll probably we're going to start prepping him to go every Saturday. So hopefully he continues good health and he'll be ready to go.
Same thing with Dunn?
Yeah, Dunn, had a little procedure, minor, over the fall, so he only had 3 outings, but he's actually throwing a bullpen today. He's going to get a late start. He won't throw this weekend, but he'll throw his first inning next weekend. So he'll be a little shortened during the season. We'll have him about 3 innings, but fortunate we have another transfer in Owen Stevenson, who came out and was 95 last weekend. 94, 95, and he'll kind of piggyback in the beginning of the year, and then we'll kind of make a decision where Owen fits after that.
What do you think is the biggest difference amongst this team this year compared to last year? What excites you the most, do you think?
We're older, we're veteran, and it's veteran experience. I think last year we went into the portal late. Guys like Tully and Luckham, who did well for us. I mean, they gave us what we needed to. I think this year the guys that we have experienced success in the previous schools that they've been at. We also have a lot of depth, and the culture's been kind of established by Coach Bloomquist, and those guys are doing a great job of pushing each other. The bullpen, just the feel of all the bullpens and those guys in there have been great. They push each other. They do a good job. They're doing a good job with the young guys. I don't want to disregard our young guys. They're just not there yet, but they're going to play they're going to pitch some significant innings. And shoot, when it comes to our team, I'm sure Willie shared this with you guys. We have a chance to have a freshman at short and a freshman at third. So I think we have a good mix of older veteran guys that have done it and some young guys that could build in the future.
Coach, pitching last year was a struggle amongst the Pac-12, and with so many different arms, both in the bullpen and in the starting rotation, how do you kind of combat trying to fix those numbers with so many different people?
We have a lot of them. We have 20 this year. And again, the experience is the biggest help. We're hoping that Ross Dunn could kind of anchor the staff, and obviously he's a proven arm. He went out and pitched in Team USA, won a gold medal, put himself on the map. If we could get Christian, keep him healthy, and do what he did last Saturday on a consistent basis, then I feel really good about our 1-2. And I kind of mentioned Owen earlier, and he's going to piggyback Dunn. Once they get lengthened out, if we could put him on a Sunday, and we got other guys, Jonah Giblin has a chance to go on Sundays. If Timmy Manning from Florida has done a really good job. So I think this year we have more options. Last year we had the same guys kind of running out there as much as we can. This year we have more options, and we can keep guys well rested, and you'll see fresher arms coming out of the pen.
Sam, do you believe the flexibility with that was something that was non-existent last year? Obviously, a lot of injuries and there was a lot of different pre-existing factors, but do you feel like you have the flexibility to kind of throw different guys out there for spot starts if need be, or get a guy some more innings on one day because you have so much more depth?
The best way I could put it is this year our Sunday and Tuesday roles aren't defined yet, and we have about 3 or 4 guys that are capable of going in that slot, which gives us better options. Now those guys, whoever doesn't win that spot, is going to come out of the bullpen, and I think we have a lot. Yeah, to answer your question, yes, we have a lot more flexibility. We have a lot more guys that are proven and capable and have done it at this level. Again, not to keep going on Owen Stevenson, but Owen pitched here against us on a Friday night. So he was a Friday night starter for an opposing team against us and pitched well. He left the game in the 5th inning, and we were down 2-1. We ended up coming back and winning that game. But now we're talking about him being kind of a hybrid guy. Where does he fit? Is he going to be a Sunday guy? Is he going to come out of the pen on Fridays? Is he going to be a Tuesday guy? So when you have that type of flexibility, it makes you feel better than this time last year when we were out.
And outside of the guys you already mentioned, is there any, especially some of the younger guys who have impressed you so far, who would those guys be?
Yeah, Ryan Hanks, kid we got from Texas. He's kind of fearless, kind of goes out there. I think he's going to have a chance to be a good bullpen arm and eventually have a closing career here. Austin Humphreys, local kid, left-handed arm. He has a chance to be special. He's coming off of Tommy John, so we got to bring him by a little slower. but his arm, he'll throw tomorrow. He'll have a chance to throw tomorrow. Josh Hansel's done a complete 180 from last year. You know, I think for Josh, experience was the big thing. Getting him out of Arizona, getting him to go pitch a full season in the summer in Alaska, coming back. We threw him against Vanderbilt. We threw him against GCU. People in the stands kind of made it feel like a game-like environment, and he seems to have matured and he's throwing the ball really well. So hopefully, you know, we'll see when the lights turn on for him, but he's where he should be right now.
You guys talked a lot last year about not really having a path to the ninth inning every night. How are the bullpen roles shaping up? Have any guys solidified roles out there?
Yeah, I mean, we do. We've got a couple roles still up in the air, so I don't want to just tell you that it's 100% happening. But, you know, we still have Brock and Bod, who were productive for us, our two productive arms last year, and they're going to play a big role. Obviously, those two guys could go every day for us. We're hoping that we could, you know, we're going to use Bod the way we use him. He's kind of puts out the fire. And, you know, Brock will be a back-end guy as well. He's competing for a closing role with a couple other guys. The good thing about that is we won't have to extend Bod as much. We won't have to go, hey, finish an inning and then go one or two more. I think we could get to the next guy, keep him fresh, and do the same thing the next day. So there's definitely an outline path to get to it. Once we establish who our closer will be, we'll kind of, you know, whoever it's not, whether it's Brock, Peary, or Nolan Lebanoff, who we got, those guys will be a 7th, 8th inning bridge.
Coach, with Christian, it sounds like it's full speed ahead. Did you expect him to be this far along, you know, ahead of the season with the kind of injury that he was dealing with?
Yeah, when we recruited him, when he went in the transfer portal, we kind of outlined everything, and we kind of outlined for his first weekend to be a 5-inning start. And tomorrow he's going 2 innings. Next week he'll go 3. The weekend before season starts he'll go 4, and hopefully, you know, barring no setbacks, that's where he's at. The timeline's perfect. He'll be at a 5 innings starting on Saturday, and you know, I'm pleased where he's at. We took it slow, but we got him where he needs to be.
And a lot of names have been thrown out, but Tyler Meyer hasn't been one of them yet. He started for you guys quite a bit last year. Where is he at in this picture?
Tyler had surgery.
Yeah.
Tyler had labrum surgery, so that happened this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he hasn't been out there. So, you know, we wish him a good recovery, and we'll have him back next year. But he won't be available this year for us.
Coach, can you speak a little bit more on Brock Peary and what he did, you know, in the bullpen, a struggling bullpen last year, and kind of solidified himself as the guy to go in the 9th inning?
Yeah, Brock is the Sun Devil. You know, Dad played here. His name Brock after Brock, the coach, and obviously the number 33. So he's a big Sun Devil. He'll do whatever we ask him to do. You know, he's obviously going to get a chance to be our closer again because of what he did last year with 10 saves. But the special thing about Brock is when we brought him into office, he says he doesn't care what he does. He just wants to pitch and help us win. So if you talk about a guy that really wants to win and help this club and do whatever it takes to win, that's Brock. And he'll get a chance to be a back-end guy again. He's done a good job of making sure he works hard and added some arsenal, you know, to help him get left-handers out. And if he continues to do that on both sides, he's really tough to righties. He could definitely be a back-end guy, closer for us again.
The attitude that you're talking about with Brock, is that something that's sort of shared among a lot of the newcomers? Is that sort of what drew you guys to bring in some of these, you know, big new arms?
Yeah, I'm surprised and happily surprised of how well they gelled so fast. I think sometimes when you bring in so many new guys, it takes a little bit of time, but they've all bought into the culture. They've done a good job. They root for each other, which is a good thing. We still have 2 roster spots up in the air, and those couple guys that are competing for that roster spot, there's no ill intention for the next guy to fail. They're kind of rooting for each other. So I think that's a plus thing, and it shows the kind of culture Coach Bloomquist is trying to establish here. He's done a good job of making sure, you know, this means something to the guys that we bring in. It's not just a stopping ground to Major League Baseball. It means something. It's got to be important for us to put that pitchfork and have the Sun Devil name on it. And I think when Coach has so much passion for the program, it trickles down to the players as well.
Coach, we saw Ethan last year and Blake were often, you know, used in two-way situations. Do you anticipate those guys as well as maybe some other guys to, you know, play in the field and get on the hill as well?
Not Ethan. Ethan's going to concentrate on hitting. You know, we were so short last year that he kind of helped us out, and with his injury, he wasn't able to help us on offense. He couldn't hit, but he could pitch, so that's why we used him. The one guy we may use as a two-way guy may be Will Rogers.
Yeah.
Okay, he went out last Saturday and he was 92 with a good slider, and he's actually fearless. So it looks real. He was pretty sore the next day, so we got to be careful with how we bring him along. But he's the guy that I could see getting more innings later on during the season.
You excited to face some old San Diego State
Yeah.
foes on week 1?
I'm excited to try to go and get 3 games and win a series for sure. You know, I think obviously it's my alma mater and where I coach, but hey, I'm all in right now. This is Sun Devils, and we're about winning, and we got to get off to a good start. So I hope we win 50-0 all 3 games.
And then one other thing, Coach, with Pivarov, has he made sort of the full transition to pitching at this point?
Yeah, he's a full-time pitcher. You know, with Piv, it's just a matter of consistency. He has his ups where you saw last year. His ups, you're like, okay, that guy's going to help you. And he has some kind of lows a little bit as well. So if we could keep him consistent, he'll be a big part of our bullpen as well.